guys, today we're going to be looking at union teams, and we're going to talk specifically about shields, which is kind of the union thing. Each faction has their own kind of mechanic, and for the union teams that's going to be shields. But shields can be all over the place, like each unit has different kind of shield mechanics, and so like how does it all fit together. So in this video I'm going to explain how do units generate shields and what exactly do those shields do for each of these union units, and just kind of bring it all together so that you have a better understanding of what exactly these shield mechanics are, and it's not just all over the place. So we're going to talk about each of these guys, and you're probably wondering what is Falin doing here. I don't have access to Clara, so we're just going to use Falin to provide us with some physical shields. And Falin has accidentally actually become a union member because she specializes in shields and because the union team functions on shields. She's actually a very good unit for union, and the higher stars the better. If she can get up to 5 stars for instance and stack shields every turn, then she'll be even better for the union teams. But I'm going to talk more about Clara later at the end of the video, because Clara does surprisingly a lot with shielding. She specializes in creating shields, but for now we're just going to use Falin as a substitute for her. Okay, let's start with Camelot. So firstly, how does Camelot get his shields, and what does his shields do? So there's a number of ways you can get shields. In his trait, after the first active AoE attack each turn, he gains a physical shield of 20% of his HP. We just have to do an AoE attack with him. Also, his additional skill that he has is going to give him a physical shield of 30% of his HP. So why don't we just do an AoE attack so that we can generate that 20% shield. Right, and there we have a 20% shield just by doing an AoE attack. Physical shield of 20% of his HP. Now we can also use the additional skill to give him 30% HP shield. So we can just cast this on any enemy. And now he's got a 30% shield. Under there, physical shield, 30%. So you may be wondering, why is it only 30% shield? What happened to the 20% shield we just got now? And I'm actually not sure why that shield was replaced. The 20% shield was just replaced with a 30% shield. Because if we just backtrack over here, and we just cast the additional skill for the 30% shield that is going to do, we'll just cast this one. Now he's got a 50% shield, which is really confusing because now he's got the physical shield of 20% and he's got the physical shield of 30%. And I think the reason this is happening is because the additional skill is also considered an AoE attack. So it's an AoE which gives us a 20% from his trait, and the additional skill itself is going to give us 30%. So that's going to be a 50% shield. If we just cast the skill on its own, it's giving us both of those shields. The confusing part is how come when we use them separately, when we first initiated an AoE attack and then we initiated his additional skill, why didn't the shields stack together? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the answer to the question. All I know is that if you cast this skill first, the additional skill first, he's going to be getting both shields, so it's a 50% shield there. And even if I cast another AoE attack, it's not going to give us a 20% shield. We've already gotten that because we've already done an AoE attack. So see, it stays at 50% there. So all I know is cast the skill first and he gets the 50% shields. Okay. Another way that Camelot can get shields is with this skill, Throne of Ashes. It's an AoE attack that he does. For each enemy hit, he's going to be gaining a 10% physical shield. So this is a way to get his shields up very quickly. So why don't we just apply this on the enemies? Okay, so now he's got like 80% physical shield over there. And if we just take a look at what the shielding is. Okay, so he's got the 20% shield that he got because he cast an AoE attack within that turn. And then he's got 5 stacks of 10% shields, so that's a 70% shield that he has. He did lose some of his shields just now. Now we're still on turn 1, and if we cast another AoE skill, will he get more shields? Yeah, he gets more shields there, which is kind of confusing. So we still have the shields from the AoE attack, and then he's got 2 stacks now of 20% shields that he's gotten from his trait. So he's gone up to like 70% again now, which is kind of confusing to me because we're still technically on the same turn. We're on turn 1 there. And if you look at his trait, it says that he's going to be gaining after the first active AoE attack each turn, gains a physical shield equal to 20% of his HP. It's still turn 1, but he's gotten 2 stacks of these. So again, not sure what's going on there, but technically we got now 2 stacks of 20% shields, even though it's only supposed to be 1 per turn. Because his reaction was triggered and he's got another action now, but it's still technically the same turn. Anyway, point is he can generate more shields like that as well. How about if we use the additional skill now? This one should give us another 30% shield. And there we go up again. So we still have the 4 stacks of shields from that AoE attack, 2 stacks from his trait, and then we should have another 30% from his additional skill there. Okay, so Camelot has all these shields. Now, what does he actually do with these shields? So for Camelot, his shielding mechanics tie in with his leadership aura. So in his leadership aura, for all union units, if their physical shield value is greater than 30% HP, additionally increases attack by 10%. So all your union allies get an extra 10% in their attack if they have 30% HP shield. That's a physical shield. So this is where the shielding mechanics ties in with Camelot. Just quickly about Camelot, I actually forgot to mention his astral weapon as well. When the character grants a physical shield, he gains Dark Fire, which is going to increase physical AoE damage by 10% for 2 turns. Okay, now let's move on to Yserinde. So firstly, how does Yserinde generate shields? So when Yserinde lays down one of these daggers and you or an ally will step on these daggers, you're going to get shields. So we'll put down one of these daggers over here. And we can see Yserinde has given herself a shield there. We'll just check that one out. So her shield is called the Armor of Ice Extra. Different from Simona's Armor of Ice, it's an extra one. So this is a 30% of physical shield of 30% of HP. Just enough for Camelot's leadership aura to activate that extra 10% in attack. The extra one makes you immune to frosty tile effects. After being hit by a melee attack, inflict move down 1. And so this is another way that she gives herself and all other allies shields. Whoever's going to step on these daggers, not just union units as well. Whoever steps on that's going to get that Armor of Ice Extra. And the reason she's doing that is because of this passive skill, one of the wing and the shield there. Royal Guard Escort. Passive, after any ally steps on one of these blades, Yserinde gives them Armor of Ice Extra for 2 turns. So this shield is not permanent. This shield is just going to last for 2 turns. Okay, so that's how Yserinde grants shields. Now what does the shields actually do? That ties in with a rank 11 skill, Blood Wing Domain. So after she casts this signature skill of hers, it gives her this aura, this endless web aura. And this aura is basically like a leadership aura for her that she gets. Just by casting her ultimate skill, she sort of gets a leadership aura. Think of it as an auxiliary leadership aura. It's got really good effects here. If your allies have deflection, then it increases their damage, piercing damage, and damage over time by 15% and 30% lifesteal. We will ignore that for now. Additionally, grants all Union allies Endless Web Frost. It's got even another aura in here for Union allies. After Union allies attack, if they have a physical shield of 30% or more HP, again, same amount here, inflicts 1 minor frostbite for 1 turn. So now this is what Yserinde does with the shielding. She uses her Union allies to also inflict damage over time on enemies, provided they have 30% physical shields. That gives minor frostbite, not quite as strong as the regular frostbite she applies, but it's still good damage over time. So her frostbite, regular frostbite, does 50% magic attack and physical attack as damage over time to enemies. Minor frostbite does 15% of her physical attack and magical attack, I think it is, as damage over time. So okay, so why don't we go ahead and activate that aura for her. So remember, we just have to cast the ultimate skill. So I'll just lay down a dagger here. We'll cast the skill, which means whenever she casts a skill, she gains access to that aura. Okay, notice she's also got shields there. That's because she activated one of these blades. So this passive, if you activate Blood Plume Blade, you get the Armor of Ice Extra, which she's given herself there, 30%. Also, she's got access now to her Endless Web Aura, just by casting that skill. Also, take a look at the enemies. They've got Frostbite from her, which is her damage over time. But they've also got minor frostbite. That's because she's union, so the aura is obviously applying to herself as well. She's got 30% physical shields, which is the condition, and she's a union unit, which is the other condition. So because she attacked these enemies, they got 15% as well, the minor frostbite as well. That's why the 30% shields are so important for Yserinde and for allies. Okay, so why don't we take a look at how other units, union units can apply minor frostbites. What I'll do with Camelot is I'll just move him onto one of Yserinde's daggers over here. That will give him the armor of ice extra, 30% physical shield. If we just take a look at Camelot here, so he's got armor of ice extra, 30% shield he's getting from Yserinde. He's also got deflection or body protection. And if we go down here, we can see his leadership aura is giving him an extra 10% in his attack because he has 30% physical shield. And Yserinde's aura over here is going to allow him to apply minor frostbite because he has again 30% shields. And quickly for Nidia, so how does Nidia generate shields? So in her trait, at the start of the battle, she gains armor of ice for 3 turns. Just the regular armor of ice. Another way she gets shield is from this death sentence. When she casts this, she gains armor of ice as well. For Yserinde, Nidia is now also going to be getting more shields from these daggers as well. And she's also going to be applying minor frostbite to enemies thanks to Yserinde as well. Another thing Yserinde does is she makes these feathers that Nidia applies on enemies, or her own feathers, she makes them permanent because she has the ever feather effect that she does on enemies. So aura effect, black feather will not be consumed. So she's making these feathers. That's just a side note. Okay, now let's move on to Selena. Selena I'm still figuring out, but Selena, shielding is quite important for Selena as well. So for every 25% of her HP she has as a shield, she gains 1 stack of Holy Sword Resonance. Also, if she gives herself a shield, she's going to gain another stack of Holy Sword Resonance. And so when she has enough stacks of that Holy Sword Resonance, it allows her to unleash her preparation attacks immediately. So usually she'll do 1 flurry of attack, then she'll charge for a 2nd flurry of attacks. But if she has enough stacks of the Holy Sword Resonance, she can execute the 2nd attack immediately, making that combo unleash immediately. That's why she wants to have shields, because the more shield she has of her HP, the more stacks she can have of that. How does she actually get shields? So one way is through her reaction. Every time she's attacked by enemy, she gains 25% physical shield. It can be activated twice per turn. So by being attacked, she can gain physical shields. She also has some skills that are going to be providing shields. And here's an interesting one she has. This is an instant support skill, and it's going to be giving herself and allies some of these buffs. Movement 1, speed up 2, attack up 2. I think that's reducing the cooldowns by 1. Not sure about the last one there, but most importantly, it's giving 100% physical shields to everybody in this area. The problem is it's only going to be for 1 turn. So this shield is not really for as much for defense as it is for offense, because now that she's given herself so much shielding, that's 100% shields. So for every 25% of the shield, she gains 1 stack of Holy Sword Resonance. That means she's just given herself 4 stacks of the Holy Sword Resonance. If we look though at over here, we don't see the 4 stacks because she's only going to gain the 4 stacks after her action. But she does have 100% shield, so she's going to give herself 4 stacks. Also, when she gets a shield, she gets 1 stack. So we have 1 stack here of Holy Sword Resonance. So that will be 1 stack plus the 4 is 5 stacks, which is exactly how much she's going to be needing to execute her attack without the preparation phase. This thing can be stacked up to 8 stacks as well. So if we grant these 100% shields again here. Now if she does this skill over here, she does the first wave, and then she goes into the 2nd wave immediately. If I go back there and we just do her combo on its own, she's only going to do the first phase because she doesn't have enough stacks. And then she's going into a preparation phase now to prepare for the 2nd wave because she doesn't have enough of those Holy Sword resonance stacks because she doesn't have any shields. So that's why it's important, shields are important for her, is to allow her to skip this preparation phase by having the most amount of shields. Another cool way she can provide shields is a physical AoE attack that she has. So this one over here does damage to the enemies, but it's also going to give you attack up 2, crit up 2, and it's going to give you shield regeneration 2. Also, because she possesses a shield, she reduces damage by 30% on herself. The skill also allows her to jump over enemies like Yserinde does. So we can use this for a physical attack like this. Give her all those buffs and the shield regeneration. So in the next, so you can see she's generating shields there. Interesting, it's actually 20% of physical shield and magical shields that she's generating there with this skill. It's gonna generate that for 2 turns, but the skill also doesn't have a cooldown, so you could spam this if she has enough energy. We can even now spam this on the 2nd turn again, just to keep up that regeneration. Okay, and finally we move on to our Falin over here, who's sort of snuck away into the Union team, and she's just ideal for the Union team. She's going to be giving these shields. This is 3-star Falin, by the way. I'll show the stats and the gears of the units at the end here, but this is 3-star Falin. So she's going to be providing us with nice shields for us as well. But I'm still curious to see how good a Falin will be at 5 stars. She can generate shields for allies like this. Spam them every turn and stack shields at 5 stars. So she's really good. Not just the shields, she's also giving them lots of regen. I do like to run my Falin quite a lot actually. There we can actually see the shielding that she's giving allies. Take a look at Yserinde. Power of protection enhanced to 60% of a magic attack as shields. Also reducing damage by 15%. And her aura will reduce AoE damage by 40%. She fits in very nicely, Falin, with the Union units, especially if you don't have access to a Clara or something. Speaking of Clara, let's talk about her a little bit. So we did take a look at Clara's demo a while back, and she's an interesting unit. Doesn't look that impressive from the outside, but I think if you want to build a Union team, she's going to be very good. And if you do skip her, you might regret skipping her. So she does a lot with shielding. And so obviously she's going to be providing your teams with shields. As a defender unit, she's going to keep your team alive. She's going to generate shields every turn for your units. She's going to require lots of stars, but she's going to provide physical and magical shields to your Union allies. So magical shields don't really impact their mechanics that much. We saw they need physical shields of 30%, etc. But still, it's good to have the magic shields that she's going to be providing to allies. Her magic shield is going to be doing passive damage to enemies around her as well, so that's what she does with the shielding. Also, she's going to be giving your allies, if their shields are broken, then she's going to be providing your allies with damage reduction 3. It's similar to Falin. When Falin provides a shield, the shield has its own name. She also provides a shield that has its own name, and just like Falin, whenever those shields are broken, then she gives her allies like certain buffs. So she's going to be giving them that damage reduction 3 when the shields of the allies are going to break. There's a whole lot of other things she's going to be doing with shields as well. I don't know all the details about her. I'm not sure if she provides energy restoration through her shielding to allies. I know she does that to herself. I still have to confirm if she provides energy for allies with shields. I think she's just ties in the whole Union shielding mechanic so well. And also helping you with survivability, because most Union units like to just be on the front foot. But so that's where Clara is going to be really good for the Union teams with the shields. And yeah, you can see she does passive damage to enemies around her based off of how much shield she has. I think she increases her own damage as well based off of how high her shield value is. I spoke about most of the shield mechanics. I hope you have a better understanding of the shield mechanics, because they are sort of all over the place. Each person has their own way of... We say shields, Unions use shields, but like, what exactly are we referring to? They all have different mechanics that use shields, but we saw here the Camelot's going to increase your attack for all Union members by 10% if they have 30% physical shields. Yserinde is going to be allow them to do minor frostbite to enemies if they have 30% shields. So they're synergizing with each other. They're both giving each other those benefits. They're benefiting from each other's leadership auras. Obviously, you get the extra protection from damage. You get protection from frosty tiles. Clara is going to be providing you with those shields and then the extra damage reduction. 3 units need to have enough shielding in order to cast their combo skills like Selena. So yeah, those are some of the mechanics, and that's how it actually works, comes together with the union units. If you are interested in building a union team, I think you need to know these things so that you can know what are you investing in for these units. Still my favorite team, my favorite faction in the game. I absolutely love running this team. I think it's very fun. I think it's very powerful. Both as an auto team and if you want to go manual and clear difficult content, I think they function very well. They cover their weaknesses a lot, I think, with Clara. I wish I had Clara to show, but yeah. So one final thing I want to say before I show you all their skills and things is the other union units that are in the union camp can also benefit from, you know, the leadership aura extra 10% that he's giving them, in addition to his other increase in attack. And Yserinde applying frostbite. You could use units like Lutfi as well, Gloria, Simona, August as well. They will also benefit from that and apply minor frostbite to enemies if you do have these units, and Tristan as well. So they'll also function well with this team. Gloria's flag can also work in here as a leadership aura. I don't know a lot about Eden. He does make shields. He does provide shields. Simona provides shields, but it's not that much. She does have access to Ascension 13. I think it boosts a shield output or something there. So this is going to be the Nidia that we were running today. Just my standard Nidia build. And then August was running the following build over here. This was a 5-star August, 3-star Nidia, 5-star August, 4-star Yserinde over here with the following skills. We had this passive. This passive provides you with the armor of ice for yourself and for your allies. And then we also have her leadership aura, or a signature AoE attack that lays down the daggers. This thing gives her a leadership aura, the endless web aura. So we ran that with her. Obviously the dagger to provide her with enough energy in order to cast the ultimate skill on the first turn. And we just have a 2-star Selena over here. She's not too hungry for stars, this unit. Do have a signature weapon as well, and the signature weapon is going to increase her physical shield by an extra 3% at 1 stars for every 25% of HP she has. Basically it's helping her with the shields. We had Falin here at 3 stars. 3 stars she provides you power of protection, the 60% magic attack shields. But really 5 stars would be quite intriguing, where you can cast a shield every turn for your allies. She could keep your allies at 100% physical shields constantly, quite easily. I think her shield generation would probably outperform even Clara's, just in terms of how quickly she provides the shields. Clara's is going to be providing shields passively, like every turn. Quite slowly, you have to increase the stars. But I think Clara does also have access to an AoE shield provision, a skill that maybe increase the shields quicker as well. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. Please let us know if you've got additional ideas or insights into union mechanics, shield mechanics, or what other good ideas do you have if you're building a union team or your future union teams as well. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.